Welcome back to Treyvaud's Restaurant, High Street in Killarney. Today we're doing something totally different. Baby food. That's right, baby food. We were all once one. A lot of us have them, and some of us act like them, particularly Tones, every Saturday night once we start getting busy. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you a simple way of producing good, Tones is laughing, good quality food for babies, fresh, no additives, no preservatives, no nothings. I'm going to show you just how easy it is and how economical it is to do. So we've got a lot of different pots on the go here. So Tones, you stay where you are and I'm going to bring them over to you, right? So they're all pretty much done the same. First one, we've got some turnips, just boiling it up, normal. And you can use any veg, you can use any fruit you want. Some carrots, let the steam get out of there. Basically just boiling up. One of the important ones when starting off, especially with the young guys, is potatoes, carbs. Okay? You get the idea. This is just simple veg. Okay? We're going to put in some broccoli as well. Good practice for you guys. When you're cooking green vegetables, always put it into boiling water first. That way it keeps its colour. Okay? So we're just popping the veg in like so. Now, I've also got on the go beef. So this is just round steak that I've gone into the butcher's, and you put this in boiling, and at the start you'll see all this stuff coming up, right? This is all the impurities that's in the meat. So basically what you want to do is just skim it off. Okay? So this is going to take, you know, maybe about an hour and a half on a gentle simmer, like you were making a stew, something simple like that. So skim off all the impurities as we go along. And the other one I have on that I've just put on there is lamb. Okay, so what I've done with the lamb, if you want to take the fat off, just trim it. This is just a shoulder of lamb that I've asked the butcher for. Just taking off the fat. If you want to leave it on, that's fine. But if you're very sensitive about the kids and the babies, just take it off. So what I'm going to do now is going to bring this all up to temperature, over to me, Tones, and we're going to show you the next stage. What we need, a couple of ice cube trays and a hand blitzer. That's all we're going to do. Let's let it cook, and we move on to the next stage. See you in a second. So Tones, we can see we've got our lamb and our beef still on the go. So that's going to take about an hour and a half on a gentle simmer once it's brought up to boil. I've already taken off all the scum, that's the impurities that are in the meat. I've taken that out with a spoon like I showed you beforehand. And now we got to the veg. Guys, you can use whatever veg you want. I've got potatoes, carrots, turnip, broccoli, and what we're starting off is very simply like 4 or 5 month old babies. You decide when you want to feed them. Sometimes the solid, sometimes the experts are saying 4 months, 6 months, whatever. You decide when you need to feed them. So we're going to get them. You can see that, Tones, it's already nice and soft. And basically what you want to do is just leave a little bit of the cooking liquor in it, as in the water that it was in, and we're just going to blitz it down to make a fine puree. Only put a little bit of water into it first of all, because once you put it in, you can't really take it out. So we're going to do the potatoes, then I'm going to do the carrots, then I'm going to do the turnips, so on and so forth. But also what I want to show you guys is as the kids get older, from say 6, 7, 8 months, you just put everything into the pot together. We're doing this separate now, so just in case of any kids have any allergies, I need a different veg. But as they get from say 7, 8 months on older, or whenever you decide to feed them, you just put everything into the pot together and boil it all up. And we're going to do the exact same thing, but we're going to mash this because we don't need it as fine. So 2 seconds, and we're going to show you exactly where we're at then. Just want to go through all these things here now. Right, if I was to do every single one for every single time, I'd have about 100 pots here. So let's just say, this is just a potato, right? And this is when they're starting off at 4 months, 4 or 5 months, or whenever you decide to give them. That's the consistency we're looking for. Like, it's going to be like the cream milk or the cream rice. So you'll have all the veg done like that, all kept separately. As they get a bit older, you just puree not as much. As they get a little bit older, 6, 7 months, 8 months, whatever, you're going a little bit bulkier. Okay? And now, when they're talking a little bit older, we're going to have no cooking liquor in it, and we're just going to literally mash it slightly lumpier. So we're going to take that one out of the... Okay, so this is what we do now. So as I said, starting off, all the veg, it's all done at this consistency, and you just put it in to your ice cube trays. So you'd have potato, carrot, turnip, all done at this consistency, right? They're getting a little bit older. At this stage now, we know that they're not allergic, so this would be all mixed up. So you'd have pretty much all your veg in there, pretty much at this consistency. So it's a little bit lumpier. You see what I'm doing there? This isn't rocket science. So then they get a little bit older again, so on and so forth, and we're going up a little bit chunkier, so on. Fill up. You're going to be absolutely amazed. You're going to say, why the hell didn't I think of this before? Until we get to the last one and it's just mashed. You get the idea. Over to me, Tones. They don't need to see that. They've seen enough ice cube trays. You get the idea. So that's what we're doing. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill up these ice cube trays. We're going to let totally go cold, and then we put it straight into the freezer. I'm going to come back to you in 2 seconds and show you how we're going to mix in with the meat as well. Right, so Tones, you got a close-up over there of what we're doing so far. This is the lamb that I've got taken out so far, right? This has been stewed for about an hour and a half now, so it's nice and tender, and I've got a little bit of the cooking liquor left into it, okay? So what we're going to do for this one, the beef we're going to leave natural, we're just going to blitz up, but with this one we're just going to add a little bit of tomato, because when you introduce the more flavours to kids at a younger age, all of a sudden it's no problem for them to eat. So we're putting in a little bit of tomato, and the body needs salt no matter what age you're at. So we're just going to put a little pinch of salt into this as well. Not an awful lot, but the great thing about making your own food is at least you know exactly what's going into it. And tomatoes sometimes can be a little bit bitter, so we're going to put in about a little sprinkle, maybe 2 little sprinkles of sugar, just to take the bitterness out of it, because the babies won't, trust me, babies will not eat that if it's very bitter. So just give it a quick stir, and we're going to put that back onto the heat until the tomatoes are cooked through. You're talking maybe a minute. Now, Tones, what have we got here so far? So picture this, guys. This is when when you're deciding to give them solids. So we've got the pureed potato here. We'll just say all the carrot and all the turnip and everything is done at this consistency here. They get a little bit older, so on and so forth. They get up to about 6-7 months old. All of a sudden, everything here is mixed in because we don't need to keep it separate anymore. And then when they get to an age, you'll decide. Parental intuition, trust me guys, is 1,000 times better than what any expert can tell you, where everything is just kind of mashed and it's a bit more lumpier. We're going to add in the meat into that now. So we've minced up our meat, and if you decide you want to give meat to your baby at 4 or 5 months old, that's fine, obviously entirely up to yourself, but you'll obviously puree that an awful lot more, and you'll put maybe a bit more cooking liquor into it inside it. We have great sound effects. We even have a baby outside in the restaurant at the moment. So basically we're just going to add that in to our mash and just give it a good stir up, so on. We're going to put inside here, we're going to allow everything totally chill, Tones, and then we're going to put it into the freezer, and we're going to take it out and show you why I'm showing you how to do this and the benefits of cooking your own baby food. Okay guys, Tones, come down here and have a quick look at this. We've frozen this overnight, and as the kids are getting older, this is how we're working up, okay? So we're starting off with a very fine puree of potato, we're keeping it all separate, carrot, whatever veg you want to do. As they get a little bit older, we're mixing it all together and we're not making it so fine. And then when you think the time is right, and we're adding in meat as well into it, so that's the one with a bit of lamb and the tomato puree. So, Tones, this is what we do. We take them out, ice cubes, the night before you want to feed them. We put in maybe 1 or 2 of carrots or something like that. And the great thing about this is you know exactly what you're feeding your kids. Okay, because all these guys have got natural flavorings and natural seasonings and all this kind of stuff. You have no idea what it is. So you take out what you think you want to give for the child, and everything else goes into freezer bags like this, Tones, alright? Fill up your freezer bags, label it as to what it is, put it back into the freezer. So the following night you take out another 4 or 5 pieces, and there is your baby food. Now trust me on this one, guys. Tones, up to me for a second, they've seen enough of that. Trust me on this one, guys. Always take out at least 1 cube more than what you think your child is going to eat, because there is nothing worse than getting 3/4 through the end, or for the child to finish, and all of a sudden they're still starving, you've got no food left. So always take out a little bit extra than what you think the child is going to eat, just in case. And there we are, guys. Fresh food, made for the child. You're at home, you've done it all yourself, and you can be sitting there knowing that your child is eating the best food possible, as opposed to processed crap. Trust me. Try this at home. I guarantee you, you're going to sleep an awful lot better when you do it this. Enjoy it.